Put that on my own mama, on my hood. I look fly, I look good. You can't touch my bag, wish you could. I look fly, I look too good. Put that on my own mama, on my hood. I look fly, I look good. You can't touch my bag, wish you could. I look fly, I look too good.
Welcome back to the Mommy First podcast.
Where you're a mommy first.
And a baddie immediately after.
Alright, y'all. What's goody? What's going on? What's tea? Have y'all been seeing the craziness with Tory Lanez and Megan?
Yeah, I heard he got 10 years.
He did.
10 years?
He locked up. They won't let him out.
I don't know.
What do
Y'all think that's fair?
I think it's a little excessive.
It is. I think so too.
I mean, go ahead.
It's excessive that he got.
She ain't
10
died
years.
or nothing. You know?
Right.
He ain't shoot
Just
her
got shot in the foot.
He ain't shoot her in the heart or shoot her in the stomach or nothing like that.
She still got her Megan knees going. She still got her dancing, performing. So it's like
That was a scratch.
I do think he should have got some. Girl, not scratch. I do think he still should have gotten some kind of consequence for it. But 10 years is a little excessive. I don't think he's gonna do the whole 10 years though.
Yeah, good.
I don't think it's
Release on parole for good behavior.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
But wasn't there
sure.
something associated with that? Like him?
Like he wasn't supposed to have any good. I don't
Right.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Like other charges was piled on him.
Yeah, it was.
Like possession.
I can't remember all the charges.
I didn't even know he got. Y'all just told
And
me
he had
new news. 10 years.
2 felonies previously.
Yeah, so.
But he's not getting deported though.
I hope not.
Why I hope not.
Because I mean, he can't come to the U.S.
Y'all want him back?
He did make good music.
Y'all listen to his music?
I do.
Yeah.
I
mean,
listen
maybe
to
not
it,
too much
so.
of the new album. I
Some
mean,
songs I'll be my guilty pleasure. I listen to.
Exactly.
Like,
Sometimes I'll skip.
Jerry
Right.
Springer.
That's
When
like
he gets
R.
to this
Kelly.
song, when he gets to that Pretty Ricky remix that he had, I'm like, I can't listen to that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I like that.
I like
I'm
that.
out this one of man, it is only. That's my shit. That made me feel like a baddie. So I listen to that one. Some other ones I'm like, nah, I'm gonna skip him. But,
Yeah, he was a
Dang.
good artist. I think he should come back to the U.S. and not get deported. So I think that's the light end of the tunnel.
I think the big thing with him is that he didn't show no remorse for it. He was kind of like taunting her afterwards. I think it kind of played the big part in it.
Because he knew what happened.
What do you mean?
I don't know. No, I think he did it, but the reasons behind him doing it.
Right. Was it intentional? Was it an intentional, like,
He was trying
I'm going to shoot you in the foot?
I don't think so.
So, I don't
think it
know.
was the
I
dance,
think-
bitch. I think it was that situation. He was trying to, like, but he was trying to, like, I'm going to show you messing with me.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was trying to, like, shoot the girl. And some people say it wasn't like a bullet. It was, like, glass or something. Mm-hmm.
Like the shards or whatever,
I
yeah.
don't know.
I don't know. 'Cause
I never believed the one where they said the girl did it, though.
Yeah.
Because that just didn't.
Why would she? And she was
It could be
Megan's
possible.
friend initially.
Yeah.
That's some toxic shit.
Chicks is grimy. What you mean?
They are. That's
Like,
so crazy to me. That's
Chicks
so
is
crazy to me.
grimy.
Yeah.
So I
That
don't
was
put it
Megan's
past.
friend,
I don't put it
and-
past nobody, friend or not.
Dang!
I don't put it past nobody.
Are you Team Tory?
Huh?
Are you Team Tory?
I'm team. No, I'm not.
Truth.
I'm not
She's
team
team
Tory. I'm team experience. Like I don't put it past nobody.
Let's
like
talk about it. What's this experience?
friend or not, huh?
Girls are grimy. That's still blows.
Girl, I had a whole friend. Like we literally just got back from Vegas. You know, spring break, and then a bunch of she just went and spread a bunch of lies and all kind of
Crazy.
stuff.
Was
Girls
she?
are crazy.
Females is grimy.
No, they are. That's why I don't have
don't
too many.
know. So I don't.
You know how they say don't go to Miami with your friends? That's
Yeah.
where friendships end. I've been to Miami once and we all came back as friends. But people go to Miami and come back not friends. That's
Probably
crazy.
so, but I don't know. I wouldn't put it past
That's
her.
what
She
I'm glad to have a
was
circle
probably
Was she
Team
like a
Tory.
close? Ooh.
She was.
See,
She was. She did switch to his side. That's
So-
why they stopped being friends.
Well, she was messing with Tory.
Yeah.
Or she messed with Tory first and then Megan went behind her. So honestly,
exactly.
Megan
See?
actually might be the grimy in the scenario.
See? Hey,
But, you know,
so maybe she deserves
We love
it.
the
Sorry,
Stallion.
Megan.
well, she didn't deserve it.
She did not deserve that shot in the
he didn't. I'm sorry. You know, but you know,
because from what I understand, I think Megan was the problem in the scenario. Like she wasn't the. Like him shooting at the foot was like it was a reason.
Excessive.
It wasn't just like he was trying to do it just to fuck with her.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
she was doing something to make him do it, but he still ain't.
Nothing's being said
Right.
about that.
that's what I meant by baby she deserved.
Yeah.
I thought like
Necessarily,
immediately
like, a
after he was
shot in the
apologetic of it.
But,
Because it could have been
Was it?
I thought that's what they were showing. He had text messages to Megan saying, you know, I'm sorry. That's why they were taking that to
as,
court.
like him
that
admitting
he
that
did
he
do
did
it because he
yeah.
was at first denying that he did it,
Mm-hmm.
and all of these people were saying that he didn't do it or whatnot. But then they were saying there was text messages showing that he was apologizing to her
Yeah.
at first.
I was talking about that. I forgot what I seen, but I was like, well, I remember when I was a server, we was taught to never like if you bump into somebody or somebody bumped into you, you never say I'm sorry to them. You say like,
Excuse
are you
me.
okay? Or like, but you're not supposed, because when you say like I'm sorry or something like that, it's like admitting that it was your fault.
did it.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to say like, oh, are you okay? Or something like that. Because I think even saying excuse me is kind of like,
That's what.
they kind of take it
Like,
like,
I
oh, you're the
did it.
reason.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so somebody could come back and sue the restaurant and say, I got injured here because this person, and they admitted, they said sorry.
I mean,
It's kind of a thing. Like, you learn not to do that, so. So, yeah, that's why you don't, like, even if he was sorry, like, if he didn't do it, he shouldn't have went and said, I'm sorry for that happening, because then it looked like he's admitting that he did it. So, did you see all them people, the celebrities, wrote letters for him? Like,
No,
Iggy Azalea.
Oh, I think I did see that one.
Stefan Don.
I think I saw that on Shade
Oh,
Room.
Mario.
I think I saw the
The
one
singer?
on Shade Room about Iggy, and they was like, you know, if I was the judge, I would have just ripped that paper up because, like, who's Iggy?
Who's Iggy? They wrote letters on his behalf of his character. Saying, like, he doesn't deserve it. And people have been, like, coming for all of them, saying, how y'all gonna defend this man? Or whatever. I don't know. I think 10 years is excessive. I'm glad he did get something. Hope he doesn't do the whole 10 years.
So would y'all be able to forgive somebody shooting y'all in the foot?
I mean, it depends on why they shot me in the foot.
So if it's a good reason, you'll forgive them.
I can forgive. I mean, if she still can, you know, get on them knees and, you know, do her
So
thing.
if it didn't mess up your life.
My choice of words is horrible. I'm still working on me, y'all. I'm still working on me.
We got what you meant.
Huh?
We got what you meant.
Yeah.
But no, like, she can still perform. She can
So no
still
disability
walk,
type of
right.
thing.
Yeah.
You know, she might not have, you know, the prettiest toenail.
I thought she might have a scar. What? She does have a scar, I think.
But, you know, she still
She
has
didn't die.
access
Did you die? She didn't
of
die.
all of her limbs, and she can, you know, move and all that stuff. But I don't know. It just depends on why I got shot.
I think I can forgive. I don't think that means I have to fool with you. Like, we don't gotta be friends.
Right.
I guess.
You don't have to.
Yeah. Like, I think I can forgive somebody for doing that. Just
And
move on
don't
my
press
life.
charges
Never
and stuff like
forget.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I'm not pressing charges. You must go to jail. Like, I'm pressed. Charges pressed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because that happens now. Like, you know, that's the whole... I don't know the relationship with Tory and Megan, but that's what it is for domestic violence. Like, they don't do anything.
If it's a real deal accident.
Oh, okay.
If it's like a real deal accident and I know it was an accident and you know it was an
It's a
accident.
thin line, though.
It's a thin
like,
line.
accidentally
Some
dropping your gun and shooting somebody in the foot is different than shooting at somebody's feet and accidentally hitting them.
Like you were playing around with it and accidentally pulled
So
the
is that
trigger.
what happened?
That's what it sounds. I told
Yeah.
you, dance, bitch. That's for real.
He literally said that.
Off of, what's that, Harlem Nights?
He literally said
That's
that.
what, allegedly. Because Tori said he didn't say it, but a neighbor said he heard him say, dance, bitch. It was like shooting at her feet.
And that's why he got 10 years.
So
We do
that
not find domestic violence funny.
No.
It's
We
not
do
a
not.
funny scenario, but
okay.
there's funny aspects.
But as far
And
as
that-
the sentencing, it
The-
being
yeah,
fair,
yeah.
is it really fair? Not so much.
Well, I guess with that, then I would press charges and I would
Yeah.
I think
upset with
the sentences was a sentence was unfair because there's people who kill people and get lesser sentence than that.
yeah. There's rapists out there that get
They get away.
exactly away, or they get 3 years,
or community service. Like,
yeah,
I agree. I think the sentencing was a little extreme.
I think get out. Shout out to Tory. Shout out to Megan.
Hopefully, both of y'all can be healed through this experience. So,
the shenanigans with Jefferson County Public Schools.
JCPS. Yeah. So
it's a hot mess.
So right now, we have no school. I have to currently deal with that childcare and all of that. Luckily, my boyfriend works from home, so the kids are safely at home. But kids are projected to return to school on Wednesday, next Wednesday. What is that? August something, whatever. The reason behind that is on August. What's the date?
16th.
No, last date, Wednesday.
The 9th.
The 9th. So on August 9th, students returned to school.
First day of school.
And it was a new era for all of us, the parents, the teachers, the staff, and the students, because all 177 schools got new start times. Specifically for my own experience, my daughter who goes to, I don't know if I want to put that out there.
Yeah, I want to put that out there.
But who goes to middle school, her time change went from 7:40 to 8:40, so it's an hour later.
Dang.
Yeah. I mean, she still planned on getting up at 6:15. I was like, "What, baby? You can sleep in now." But anyways, it's a whole hour difference. So it ranges, depending on what school, it ranges from 7:40. And then the start times can start from like 10, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really. I didn't look.
There's only 2 that start at 10, like a little bit after 10, but those are early childhood centers.
Okay.
And early childhood doesn't start until the 23rd.
Okay.
So
now with these start times, this came to fruition because of the whole bus and the shortage of bus drivers for the past 3 years. So they decided to do these new start times, but when it happened, first day of school is always going to have delays regardless.
Yeah.
But the tragic part is they had a whole bunch of routing issues, and the bus drivers were fairly new, because last year it was like 60 to 65% of bus drivers. This year it was 85%. So you have all of these new bus drivers taking on these new routes with these new start times. Kids were getting dropped off at wrong corners. Yeah. What was reported is the last student that got home at 9:58 p.m. I know one of my coworkers was saying that her kid got dropped off in a whole nother neighborhood. And then it's allegedly said that a bus driver drove all the way to Cincinnati.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Real?
There was.
How did that happen?
Exactly.
Look, I don't know how credible it is. This is, hearsay, but there was a lot of issues occurring with JCPS, and it's split. Because when I go to social media,
I drove to Cincinnati last week. I know when you went to
that's what you said. You have all these signs.
You're going to Cincinnati. That's crazy.
I'm like, where would they mine at? But anyways, part of what I'm hearing, because again, I haven't researched that much, but a part of it is something about the bus drivers being outsourced. So I don't know if that plays a part in it.
So they outsource the companies to make the routes.
Yeah. See.
Which is, that doesn't make sense. They don't know the city. Which is the problem, I heard.
That's right. Exactly. So there's a split on social media where you have a whole bunch of parents mad. We have some memes. I put it in our group. One was like, this hairstyle not gonna last for the reopening.
Not for real.
And then just other parents complaining about what happened, and then you have another side of parents who's kind of like, y'all are blaming JCPS, but Louisville's the largest city in Kentucky. But
they had all summer.
They did, and so there.
So what happened?
There was a press conference.
I didn't go watch that video because I heard Marty was going in on y'all.
Yeah, because yes,
I heard Marty was going in.
I haven't watched it. My boyfriend watched it, but he told me about it.
He was
so they were asking him some questions like what you said. You had all summer. What happened to planning this out? He was saying that he did take responsibility for dropping the ball. So he did say that during the press conference. Shout out to him. But he was saying that they were relying on a blueprint of busing routes from years ago. Okay, neighborhoods and streets and all of that changes all the time. Right. So people are like, you could have did a week or two in advance to play this out with traffic, because that was another thing that was mentioned. Traffic delayed some of the buses and through the mall. One woman, and this is where the sympathy card goes out. What's his name? Dr. Martin Polio. Okay.
Martwan Polio. The way he was going in on folks.
So there was one woman, she was not letting up. She was like, okay, this happened on Wednesday. You know, all of this stuff is happening with the parents and the families and the staff. So why you didn't have the press conference on Thursday? So his response was, he was taking his daughter to college.
Yeah, he was moving her into college.
The woman was going in on that, and the way my boyfriend described, he was getting flustered and you know, stuttering and everything else with that, because I mean, again, we can relate as parents. We want to be there for our kids, but I guess for me, I can understand why she's asking those certain questions, because you took on this role.
Yeah, because as a professional, you're over the whole school district. So when the school district's in flames, you can't just be like, all right, I got PTO today. I'll catch y'all on Friday.
97,705 students attending these public schools. That's how many, not only students, but families. You have to be a little bit more responsible for. So, yeah, there's a whole divide on Facebook, because they're like, okay, you know, with Louisville being the largest city in Kentucky, they have to plan for all of this, and parents are attacking them. Can you do it? You know, like they're kind of coming to support of JCPS, but other parents are like blaming JCPS. So it's like this constant war on social media. How y'all feel about it?
I'm a bystander. I ain't got no school age kids. I have my popcorn. I was looking at the memes and the Facebook statuses, and
yeah, my son, he goes to you know, a school within Jefferson County, but he hasn't started yet. So my only concern as a parent, I felt for all of the other parents.
I did too.
Just because I could not, you know, fathom not knowing where my child is.
Yeah.
And then my child getting out of school at, say, 3:30 and not getting home until 10 o'clock.
Yeah. No food, no bathroom on the bus.
Wait a minute. Like, something's not right. Like,
some parents went to the bus depot
for my child.
To pick up their kids.
That's gonna get my son the air tag so I can follow him. I'm coming, baby.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find this bus.
Right. So, I mean, I do feel for all of the parents. I know it's a lot. With the new start times. When it was first brought up, me personally, in my head, I was like, this ain't gonna work.
Right.
Everybody was saying
this ain't gonna work. And like he said, of course, you know, first week of school, I know from experience that busing is always horrible. But we've never seen it like this. So, like the bus drivers, they went from having 3 schools that they were responsible for to having 7.
I saw a guy on my Facebook. He said he practiced his route. You know, they had the bus drivers come in the last 2 days. He said his route, as many miles as he traveled, is the equivalent for driving from Kentucky to Florida.
Yeah. And of course, you know, with them having their CDLs, like, they have to have a certain range of break time. So even if the bus They had stopped at 9:28 or whatever it was, 9:58. They wouldn't have been able to have school the next day anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just the fact that he is trying to get it right, as he should. I mean, I stand behind that. I just hope that they're being proactive, because even with these kids that started on the 9th, you have more kids. Like I said, my son doesn't start till the 23rd. You have more kids about to start on the 23rd. So I just hope that they're being proactive and they're like, okay, well, while we're trying to figure out K through 12, let's factor in early childhood too, because it's going to be the same thing. And those babies, absolutely not. No, I mean, even like kindergarten, K through 5, they shouldn't have to go through that either.
Right. But
really not, the babies, the 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds. Because, like, they don't know how to get off at a compound and switch your bus. You know what I mean?
How do y'all feel about, I've seen people talk about parents need to teach their kids their name and then their address and stuff. Because it's like some of the bus drivers like, I'm just going to drop you off at home. Where do you live? And the kids wouldn't know. Or scenarios where kids wouldn't know their name. Like if somebody asks what
they can
name or their mom's number.
Not my address, but they can remember my phone number. So the bus driver can call me. I know it's going to be, realistically, this bus driver calling 30 parents or whatnot may have its glitches, but I don't know how comfortable, depending on what age my child is, I don't know how comfortable I would be to teach my child my whole address, and then would they know the difference to who to give my address to?
Right. Because anybody come up and ask them, hey.
Right.
That's a whole nother topic. But a mom was saying that her child was on Roblox, and there was a man on Roblox trying to figure out where they live. So if you're giving your child or you're teaching your child the address,
So my son is learning an address. He's learning a safe address.
Okay.
Because in early childhood, those are one of the things that they teach.
That's good.
Your phone number, your address, your birthday, stuff like that. So he's being taught a safe address, not necessarily my address, not necessarily, his
daddy's
address or his dad's address, but a safe.
So is that
address.
like a centralized location?
A location that everybody knows about and will be able to find him, if
that's
he
smart.
goes to that location. Just so that
I might have to do that with Irene.
Because they don't say, if you say, what's your address? And they say, oh, I live, they're not going to sit here and...
I don't know, that's somebody's address for real.
Wait a minute.
123 Sesame Street.
123 Sesame Street.
That's
right.
Don't go
Shout out to whoever lives there.
Y'all post my address in your phone.
But, if they say 123 Sesame Street, it's not like they're going to be like, that's not your real address. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. I'm teaching him a safe address.
Adopt that. Yeah.
So,
I have to figure out safe
address. As a high schooler, as a middle schooler, I feel like they should know their address.
They should.
Like, even some kindergartners, you know what I mean? I feel like they should know their address. They should just know, like you said, who to tell it to.
Yeah. I didn't think of that's a good point,
Yeah.
Because anything can happen.
Well, yeah, I think, speaking of high schoolers, what do you think about high schoolers? They said they need to ride the target.
They need to ride the target. Hey, listen, they teaching skills. Because that could be the reality when they become adults.
I can't.
Because they were like high schoolers on buses with elementary schools.
Yes, and I do not agree with that.
No.
Yeah.
I do not agree with that at all.
I remember the bus in high school.
Is it because it's the...
Exposed to kids.
It's the kid with the kid?
They're exposing... Because I've been on a bus with high schoolers.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, in my high school, they used to do hand jobs, do all that kind of nasty stuff in the back of the bus, and all that kind of stuff.
And so, exposing a kindergartner to that, the language, the type of language that they use, like, they do not need to be exposed to that at their age. I mean, there's already so much other things, you know, that expose them to that, but actually physically seeing it and hearing it every day, no, I don't agree with that at all. That was.
Y'all know private schools don't even provide transportation?
Mm-hmm. My nephew goes to one.
Yeah.
If I'm off, my sister called me, can you pick him up? I had to go get in that car rider line and wait. And they start next week too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like them Catholic schools and stuff. Mm-hmm. Everybody's car riders.
I mean, would they literally have, and you know, it is what it is, but they literally have kids riding the bus and getting on the bus, and your stop is literally right next door to the school. Like, you can walk to school.
Yeah.
Why are you on a bus?
There's people do that.
Yeah.
Emory walked. There's so much. That's why I didn't have to really experience Emory. We are right next door to her middle school, and she walks. So I hurried up and made sure that she was a walker.
And my sister drives the TARC, but I've never ridden the TARC.
Never?
You too good for the TARC?
I'm not too good for the TARC. My mother does not
approve of that.
Approve of, like, I guess because I'm a female. She
That's
doesn't want me riding the TARC.
When I was when I was skipping high school, I rode the TARC.
I rode the TARC in high school. Not to school, but like if I would have, I used to do like track and field in high school, so after practice, mom wasn't coming out. I went to mail. Mom wasn't coming out to mail to come and get me, take me down to Shipley. I would have to ride the TARC home.
Same with my boyfriend when he was growing up and had to attend certain football practices. That was his form of transportation because his mama didn't own a car.
I mean, I wish, because there was stuff that I wanted to do in high school that I didn't get the chance to do.
Yeah.
I think most of the parents are pissed off because we're missing school for all of this craziness. No, for real, that's what they do. What?
They was in school.
It's actually 4.
They were in school for 1
day. Oh
yeah.
No, I'm saying like they went to school for 1 day.
But it's the fact that they're talking about makeup. So they said
I
no.
hope they don't have to make it up. That's crazy.
But there's a legal portion to it. As I was reading it, it's so many days that you can, you know.
That you have to be.
And so they said no to the NTI because there's only 10 days of NTI that they can pull from, and they want to use that for snow days in the weather.
But that's all. But also, with that, there are technically 4. I believe it's 4 days, like extra.
That they can excuse it. I just know JCPS, y'all got a lot of work to do.
Y'all keeping y'all kids at JCPS?
I actually didn't want to.
Yeah.
It was I literally changed my neighborhood so that Emory, that was a high priority. It wasn't the only reason, but for Emory to go to a better school than the one neighborhood I was in.
There's an app for that. It's pretty cool. A website I found.
What's that website?
I can't remember. I found it.
You need to let the mamas know because it's
stressful. But it was like it'll show you houses for sale in the neighborhood. You can look up like a school that
and it has a grade.
It has a grade, and it tells you about the neighborhood. It tells you houses that are for sale in that neighborhood, so that you can move to that neighborhood to be closer. I thought that was really cool. So
I think I'll probably use that app.
If I can find it, I'll send it to you. We can see if it's the same app.
We're gonna post it right there.
Right. Yeah. I thought that's cool because people have to make that decision.
Because when I was, I think maybe they was pulling from what you're talking about, but I think that came into account when we were looking for places to live and we was looking at the grades. A lot of JCPS's grades was like 1s and 2s, all the way from the elementary to the high school. But then when I looked out, is it Oldham County that's upper?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think it's Oldham.
Okay. Well, their schools was like 8s and 9s. And I'm like, see, that makes me sad for JCPS because this is what we giving the kids.
Wait, what's McFalls Academy?
I don't know.
So,
Facebook.
It's a one house. So, one of my members is the founder at my church. So the ideal is a 1-room schoolhouse. So it's K through
Brown's
5th.
Lane.
It's a Christian, almost like a. I don't want to say it's private, but you pay money for your kids to go to it, and it's K through 5th in one room, like the old days.
Okay.
And they're more about the whole child. So they're teaching them social skills. They're teaching them, to go out in the nature. Like, one of the curriculum is for them to be out in nature and do all that type of stuff. Look it up, y'all. Falls Academy.
Yeah, I've been meaning to, because a black woman found it, right? Yeah. So I've seen people she'll post about it, and I see it.
Her name is Jasmine.
Yeah, I'm looking into it. That's why I wanted to ask. I've been meaning.
Been around for 4 years.
Really?
Has it? Oh, I thought it was this year.
I just saw it on Facebook.
Oh, wow. That's crazy
that
that they haven't got that much publicity, that more people know about it. Because the first time I heard about it was because people are promoting her more. So you ain't gonna have these problems with her.
Yeah. It has a tuition. Let's put it like that. So that's why I said it's like private school. Because private school you pay for too.
Yeah. And private school is expensive. It's thousands.
But there's financial aid for a private school, just FYI.
Gotta look into that.
JCPS, get it together. We have hope for y'all. But do we have hope for them?
Y'all can do it. Yes, come on. Let's do it for the kids.
I give y'all a 2-year max. Because I need it together when Emery goes to high school.
Let's do it for the kids.
But anyways, speaking of that.
It's not real speaking of.
Really not.
Not real connection, but we can move on to the motherhood topic. So I saw a tickety talk, and it was a woman talking about how she felt like she was raised to be a wife in a generation where men don't want girlfriends or women aren't raised to be wives. And that just stuck out to me because I don't know if I was raised particularly to be a wife. So I want to kind of ask y'all, do y'all think y'all were raised to be a wife? And what does that look like?
I thought she was going to talk.
Gender roles have changed
tremendously.
But I kind of feel like I was raised to be a wife.
Okay.
I mean, that was just instilled in me growing up. It was always, even in relationships, like, we would have a big dinner. It's like, make your man's plate. You know what I mean? If he's having a long day,
give him a massage.
Run his bath water,
iron his clothes.
Make sure that, he has a hot meal coming home.
Mm-hmm. You remember that was a big thing for when Cam Newton was dating this girl named Jasmine. She's like a comedian, and she used to pack his bags and iron his clothes, and people used to dog over that.
Except for iron. I do not iron.
That's where you draw the line.
I do not iron.
That's your line right there. You'll cook, you'll clean.
I will cook. I will clean.
You'll make the tacos.
I will do everything in between. Ask me to iron, and I feel like you cussed me out. We do not. I'm not ironing anything. So I hope you can iron. I will buy you the most expensive iron.
So is there gender roles when it comes to taking out the trash?
Yes, absolutely. And even a step further about a man laying in your house. My mom always said, "Ain't no man laying in my bed and you not getting up and clocking in for work, but I am."
Right.
Like it's not getting ready to happen.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I think a man should take out the trash. A man should
mow the lawn,
should fix the stuff, that breaks in the house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind helping. You know what I mean? If you need me to hand you the wrench.
I was say, what's helping? What you gonna do?
I will hand you the wrench.
I'll bring some lemonade, cookies.
I will read you the instructions.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I'll tell you
I
how
do
to
that.
do it.
I didn't read the instructions. Okay, this is part 1.
For real.
Yeah.
That part goes with that one. I'll do that. And then after you're done, I'll go run you a shower, and I'll say thank you, give you a hug, give you a kiss, get a high five, great job, babe, you did awesome, I love it.
Do you wake up early, cook breakfast? And
I would.
make the coffee
I
and all
would.
that?
I mean, I don't now because I ain't got a man.
Yeah, when you got.
But I would.
Is this for every man, or is this your husband exclusively?
Husband exclusively, but have I done it for a man that I was dating? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So even with my son's father, when he was he was driving. Working, but his car ended up breaking down. Mm-hmm. So I was pregnant with Kendrick, but because I knew that he had to get to work, I would get up at 6:00 in the morning, go get him, take him to work, and then I would come home. And when he got off work, I was out there waiting on him to get off work. He could, get in the car, take him home, and then I would go home. I didn't have to do that, but
you're a good woman.
The way that I felt like I should have done is what I did. Like, I felt like, by all means, I'm gonna ride for my man. I'm gonna be there for my man. I'm gonna do, what I feel I have to do for my man. Mm-hmm. Of course, I got a lot of backlash for it, but I just feel like to me, I feel like that's the type of woman that I am.
Yeah.
Do you think you were raised to be a wife?
Mm-mm.
Oh, what are you about to say? Go ahead.
I feel like I was shown how to be a wife, and I took from that. But I wasn't told this is how you should be towards your husband or anything like that. My grandparents were together, and my grandpa died, so over 50 years. Mm-hmm. And that was the visual I had of a marriage and how that played out, but their marriage was very rocky. Mm-hmm. So there's certain things that I'm like, okay, if I'm imitating this image, I took, because I wasn't taught and I was just pulling from wherever I can pull, I put an expectation on myself where I need to learn how to cook, clean, all of that type of stuff, with nobody telling me, like, bit by bit how to do these things. Mm-hmm. And so for me, that expectation was in my head, and then it's being reinforced when you look at the TVs, when you're having certain conversations, and then I start developing an insecurity that, well, because I can't do this every day, or I don't have that drive, then I'm not a good enough partner. And that's where it came for me, as far as seeing it all, like, in my family structure, just with my grandparents, but with my mom. She was a single mom. Mm-hmm. She was married to my dad, but they got divorced 6 months they got separated 6 months after. Mm-hmm. And so growing up, that was just her. It was just her, so I didn't have that. But
she hot. So.
Can we turn up the fan?
You good.
So I'm like, if there's women out there that choose, they want to cater to their man like that, I think it's dope. I admire that part. But as far as being expected like that, like how society and family structures do that, I think it creates a whole bunch of pressure, because I cringe when it comes to gender roles. Yeah. I do have moments where I'm like, okay, when it comes to cars, thank you. When it comes to cars, I don't really mess with cars. I don't know nothing about it, so I think that's a man can fill in with that.
I love changing a tire.
Really?
Yeah, girl.
See,
I'm such a gender roles girl, and it's crazy because my mom is not a gender roles mom. She will go, if I need help with my car, my mom. If there's not a man around, mama, can you come look under my
Yes, that's my mama.
She gonna do all of that.
My mama mowed the lawn.
Mama did too.
She changed the car, put the oil. She's the one who told me. She told me about pouring the oil in the car and all that type of stuff. So my mom, no gender roles was in that place. So that's another reason why it's like, okay, I'm growing up and I'm starting to date in this world, or, be in certain relationships, and that expectation of being that housewife is dangling over my head. Yeah. I'm like, dang.
Because I don't think I know how to. I don't think I was raised to be a wife. I think I was raised, my mom was her and my dad were together majority of my life until I was in high school. They were never married though. And it was never kind of, like I said, my mom's very independent. So she's always going to do stuff on her own. So that's how I've always been, kind of like, I do all my stuff on my own. I never I don't know how to rely on a man
yes.
to do everything for me or to be submissive to a man. As they say you're supposed to be. I don't know what that
My
is
baby
like,
daddy told me
like.
you should be more submissive.
I've been told that too. I have no idea what that looks like. What's that mean?
But then I feel like if I sit back, I feel like there's moments where I was submissive though, but not in the way that you think I should be.
Yeah.
I know how to be independent, but I also know how to be submissive. And there's times where, I look for that in a relationship.
Yeah.
Can you lead? Can can you make me shut up?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, for real though.
That's what I'm struggling with now.
Because that's a part of soft life, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is the whole letting them lead.
Yeah. But you ain't leading right.
Right. If you're not leading right, then I gotta lead. I gotta do it on my own.
Because
is that part of the problem, though? Because we gotta at some point find that
is
trust.
The part of the
where we know, even if they're not doing it how we think they should be doing it, we should trust that they can get us back on the right track.
Because they're expecting traditional women, and what was said is you're expecting these traditional women, but you're not being traditional men, and that means providing solely the whole household. Right. And if you're coming in a relationship. And the woman is mostly paying for all this stuff and, I guess investing into you. Mm-hmm. You're already starting off not as a traditional man.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. No, I get it. I understand. And that's real. Like, if that's the situation, then no, I can't.
But y'all would get mad at me.
I can't be submissive. But if you're showing me...
Y'all be mad at me, though.
If you're showing me everything that... a traditional man would and should, then I have no problem with him.
What does that look like?
My baby daddy was a traditional man, and the guy that I was telling y'all.
Okay, classic man.
The guy that I was telling y'all in the last episode that we had that conversation. He was a traditional man, and neither one of those worked out.
Why? Because you didn't want to submit.
Yeah, why?
Because you didn't want to submit.
Let's unpack it, because I'm curious.
Because when they're traditional men,
y'all teach me, learn me something.
When they're traditional men, that whole emotional support falls by the wayside because they can't focus on all these feelings and this and that and third. So for them, it's money, all that romantic stuff, like going on dates continuously falls by the wayside, or she had a hard, because I'm working too, and so if I had a hard day giving massages and stuff like that, like all those tiny things pouring into your significant other or wife kinda is in limbo because they have to focus on providing for that family. And I think there's pros and cons when you just pick what is more important to you as a woman. Because I
think that's where communication comes in.
But these guys have a hard time with communicating. I mean, at least that's what I'm learning.
And then you have to find what works for y'all. So not necessarily what everybody else is doing or what everybody else expects, but what works for y'all.
It's a process, and how much time do you want to put into that? Figuring out what works for us is the key, because
y'all want the answer my mama would give me.
What is the answer?
My mama would say, shout out to you, mama. Pray and ask the Lord to send you the right man that's for you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's literally that's literally what she would say. So, I mean,
but like, how
I guess I feel like
that's the
we meet men every day. How we
every day.
I guess you got
every day
pray specifically. God. Whatever prayer Sierra prayed. And whatever prayer Fantasia
she said
prayed.
it on the what's the name? On the wait.
Look at this. Hello, how are you? Good. Run errands. You same thing.
That's it.
That's it. You already know that's the swipe left.
I haven't responded since, but that's what I hit me up.
Now he's talking to himself in the DMs. That's hilarious. I got a guy like that too. I'm like, you ain't talking about nothing. Why are you even?
Nobody really hits my DMs unless it's somebody that I already knew, like from school or something.
That's right.
Maybe they notice you're not on social media like that, so it'd be pointless.
Or maybe they
facts are being made.
Or maybe they know not to approach me.
Maybe that too. You put it out there, girl. Do not. Your energy.
Do not put it.
This is not the appropriate place to pursue me. Unless we're talking about dates. Unless you start. I don't know. I don't know
what it's like to be a wife. Y'all think y'all raising y'all kids to be wives and husbands and things?
I think I'll have those conversations.
Or how are y'all going to raise them to be?
I'll raise my son to be chivalrous. Like he opens the door, open the door for women, that, a little TMI, but I was on my period and, I was basically telling him, because he came in the bathroom and he was like, ew, mommy. And I was like, I had to go through this whole conversation. Like, this is what women have to go through. It's not nasty. If this happens to a woman, you see it, you don't make fun of her. You tell her,
Oh, I think somebody said raising the son that if a little girl in school
or something like
starts
that.
her period, and everybody's something happen where they might have stained their clothes. Instead of being the little boy that makes fun of her, you're the one that makes her your jacket.
Cover her up and
that's how I want my son to be.
Whisper in her ear that there's blood on your clothes. Or something like that.
Don't call her out. Don't make fun of her.
Right.
Don't make jokes to bring your friends.
But I don't know, because I didn't really see it much.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how to actually teach it.
Yeah. We can just
I agree. Like, nobody has said to me, like, what to do in regards to say to your kids X, Y, and Z. So I'm just pulling out the air what to do. But I do have those conversations with my firstborn, Emery. She had a friend, and that's what we're going to call it, in 5th grade. But even so, I would tell her, when it was Valentine's Day, yes, it would be nice if a guy gives you something for Valentine's Day to show his appreciation for you, but you should do the same. And so because as a human, I think both men and women should feel appreciated. So when it comes to us women, we have these expectations and then for ourselves, and then we have expectations that we project onto the men, but we should do a lot better in regards to saying and showing, not just the traditional roles of cooking and cleaning, but also telling and showing gifts and all that stuff. Because that's what's going on right now, where the shift of women empowering other women to be independent and not take certain, bullshit from guys. A lot of guys feel like, they're starting to feel mad about that. And I just personally feel like if we did a better job of telling them that we appreciate y'all men in whatever ways we can show that and start it young, maybe we can break that cycle. I don't know. I'm just having those conversations and hopefully it sticks. Because do
y'all buy y'all men stuff? Do y'all buy y'all men stuff?
Yeah. I have.
I do.
Before.
Like special occasion or just because?
Just because and special occasions.
I'm trying to think about recently. I've done all this before, just because and special occasions. I don't think so. I'm thinking my last relationship was my son's dad. I don't think I ever got him stuff. No, I got him stuff just because. And special occasions.
What you think, Austin?
About what?
Did I buy you stuff? Look at him.
Yeah, I feel like you did.
He's petty.
Was it good stuff? Was it good stuff? Or was it kind of like shade? Like
that necklace that he's wearing, I bought him.
Oh!
What is the story behind that? What's the story behind that?
It's the only thing that could kill me.
That's
if
the
he
only
takes
thing
it
that
off.
can kill you.
If I take it off, yeah.
Oh shit, Tana.
I'm just.
She got the voodoo for these bitches.
There you go. There you go. So it ain't the sex. No, I'm playing.
Right. It wasn't the copulation.
Right. Whatever she said.
But I mean, yes.
I like being catered to though. Like I don't want it to be like a requirement. Like if you got me something, I don't get you nothing back. I don't want it to be in no smoke. Like I want it to be kind of like.
But you could be creative.
If I want to give you something back, I'll give it to you. But you pursue me.
Right.
So when it comes to dating,
say that.
Yeah.
We are the prize.
Yeah.
So.
But me as a person, I'm naturally gonna give something
exactly.
back. Like me and my baby daddy's first Valentine's Day, he got me something I didn't know he was giving me something because we were still kind of fresh in the relationship. And when he told me he got me something, I had to run out and get him something.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't have to do that, but I'm like, me as a person, I
Yeah.
feel like I want to give a gift back.
Right.
I used to tell my baby daddy all the time when we was living together, happy wife, happy life. Because I feel like when you're poured into, you want to, if you're that good of a woman, you want to give that back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because
a woman is going to make sure, as long as you are providing her with what she needs, she's going to make sure you have everything you need, everything you want, everything you desire. So, I like the happy wife, happy life, even though some men don't.
Yeah,
but when you think about it, she's gonna be your world. She's gonna do everything for you.
Right,
she's gonna
person, yeah.
So, I just gotta find the right one.
The right one, not those ones that hurt
settling
you.
for all these
Y'all all hurt.
chicken heads and
Real
all
quick,
these.
y'all think a man should pay all the bills?
I would love for that to happen. I would love for that to happen.
Yeah.
Because it frees my space to do all the creative stuff. Like, I like to plan and celebrate and bring the fun.
Right?
I like to decorate, all of that.
You make the house a home. He buys the house.
Yeah, I cannot make the house a home. Because I remember telling my baby daddy and even my current boyfriend that I want to decorate the house. But I ain't got time, energy, or even money to do any of that stuff because I'm focused on going to work and providing. But yes, I would love for that to happen.
Is it a non-negotiable, or is it like if a man ain't trying to pay all your bills, I'll still date him?
It's not.
I still
non-negotiable.
date them. Unfortunately,
there has to be some other perks.
it has.
Like,
Let's talk about it. These other perks, cause listen,
What's the other perks?
would y'all stay with a guy if the sex was not good?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
What's not good though?
So let's put it the scenario. They paying all the bills, and they go support you at stuff that you do.
Okay.
And that's good. But they have a little penis.
A little
and
one.
that's why I asked.
What is a little one? What is a little one?
Oh shit, that ain't even on.
Because it's not
It's
right.
pinky size.
Pinky size. That's why I asked what's bad, because it could be
I don't
penis,
know.
but he could know how to work
Exactly.
it. It could be a big penis and
And
he don't
What
know
if they
how
don't know how to work
it.
it? Look, these situations have happened to me.
I'm like,
What if
there's
I'm
a
sorry.
little bit.
What if they don't?
And are
know
they
how to
Like I've
growers?
never come ever. Like I've never.
The only
I've
way
never
that you
satisfied.
get stimulated is through head. Yeah, because this.
I don't know. I really can't speak on it because
I'm gonna speak on it in another episode.
that's not really a big issue to me. So
Look,
I'm a huge issue to me.
I'm a pleaser.
Well,
So I'd rather please than be pleased. So if I'm not being pleased, if I'm not being pleased sexually, it doesn't bother me.
So that's where the other stuff comes into play.
Yeah.
The bills being paid, the dates,
I've
all of that.
had sexual moments where he came and I didn't, and I was fine with that.
Yeah.
In the past, currently, my perspective might change because it's one of those situations that I'm satisfied every time. So it's kind of like if me and him don't work out, can I move on to the next and be like not getting satisfied as long as he pays the bills? But I feel like before he gets to the point of paying the bills, I would know if the sex is trash.
Yeah. So would you continue? Because they sweethearts or whatever they're doing to pursue you.
I don't know. It's very beginning and it's already trash. No, I don't think I could.
See, then the sex does matter.
Not really for me.
But if it's a situation where like it was good in the beginning, then we get together, he's paying the bills, all these perks, and then it starts getting bad, that's a different story.
From the beginning, it was bad, and I looked past that.
I wouldn't call him bad.
I looked past that because there was other things that
I'd rather be bad and get better than be good and get bad.
Well, I got used to the head.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say I wouldn't call him bad. I was thinking everybody, people have bad times. You know, sometimes
I actually don't like
you know.
I didn't either. That's why I was so conflicted in the beginning because I called friends and everything because in my head before this happened, I'm like, it's not about the sex, blah, 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 whatever. Then I get into this situation and me and this guy's connecting like we are on a mental level and he's taking me on dates and all of this stuff. And then when we had the sex and it was like, womp, womp, I'm sitting here like, what am I supposed to do? Mm-hmm. Because he kept on pushing head and for me, I'm like, why are you pushing head? Oh, it's because of this. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, am I supposed to be satisfied with head for the rest of my life? Like, how should I feel? But eventually I got used to it.
But that's because things were unicorns and rainbows. Like, it's great. Like, he has all these perks, but at some point, you're going to see the bad side. There's going to be the rough roads. And it's going to be like, at that point, dang, now I'm seeing your flaws and your dick is bad? Like, dang. Like, pick a struggle.
Listen. I would have these conversations, and can you imagine? Because I could be pretty harsh, so I would have these conversations in a way where I'm not being disrespectful, but I'm telling him, look, the sex is not good. You got to stimulate me in other ways because what can I draw from?
Did he get better? Because you can. I believe you can teach and give some. Because different women like different things. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you have to show a man that, you know, what he might be doing ain't working for you. But once he gets that feedback, and then, dang.
That's why I settled with the head. That's why I settled with the head. Because I was like you. I didn't really, like, I took it as, they're going down with me, down on me. So that's nice gesture. But that wasn't the thing that I required when we had sexual encounters. But now this was in order for me to have an orgasm, I need to have, get head. And so over time, my body got used to it. And I almost to the point, like, I got more orgasms from head than I ever did with the dick.
I think that's common, though, honestly.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times.
I guess I never gave it a chance like that.
I feel like people would, like, you would still do normal and then just finish off with head. I think that's actually normal. I've heard of people that happen in people's relationships. Whereas the man can get off from penetration sex, but the woman to make her
dang, y'all.
We
gotta save this for another episode.
I prefer getting tied up.
We just talked about JCPS.
I was thinking the same thing in my head too.
It still went there.
I was thinking the same thing.
Parental control.
I told y'all we had my head. JCPS.
As y'all were talking in my head, I'm running through like, we're gonna have to put a disclaimer in here when we get to this part. Let people know it's getting kind of dirty. But it was some good material though. I want to keep it.
You talk about wife and husband, so I'm like, ooh, that comes into it. Like, as a woman being prepared as a wife, like, how does this fit in when it comes to the husband and what they can bring to the table?
Because all aspects have to, like, you have to be physically attracted to the person. They have to be satisfying you sexually, mentally, emotionally. So all that has to come to play.
So you think it wouldn't work if you're not physically attracted to them? Or is it like some...
I think guys pursue me, do the right things, bring me flowers, take me on dates, do this and that, pursue me hard, but I didn't take any further because I wasn't physically attracted to him, and I just can't see myself in a relationship with somebody who I can't look at them and get turned on.
Like, yeah. I mean, like, you just talking about, like, body-wise or
face-wise, all of that, yeah, physical.
All of it, whatever. Yeah. It could be, somebody can have a nice body, ugly face, somebody can have a cute face, I don't like his body, just really kind of...
I've had both. Because I'm a demi and sapiosexual. I'm attracted to, I get horny from a very intelligent person, and I get horny when the vibe is right. So I've been with guys and been in relationships with guys physically, I'm not attracted to. But people say it doesn't work out because of that, and I'm like, really?
Mine is mainly, I don't know. I'm weird. So I'm attracted to. Oh, I love a redhead.
I like medium ugly niggas.
Redhead. A redhead, like
I love redheads.
Black man?
Yeah, that's
That's rare.
If they
that's
got,
rare.
yeah.
Where do you find them at?
Yeah,
I've seen a couple.
You got Irish in his family.
Seen a couple, but I like redheads, and then I like stocky guys.
Was that you? Like the basketball player? What was his name?
Oh, Blake.
Yes. He's not redheaded though, is he?
Love him.
Is he redheaded?
He is.
He is. I thought so. Okay.
Yes, but I like stocky guys.
Me too.
And here lately, I feel like I found myself being attracted to bald guys
Me too.
with beards.
Hell
So
yeah! Can you imagine a bald baby face? Look like a peanut. A little milk. That's a bald head with no facial hair.
Yeah, that's awkward.
No, but yeah, so that's what I found that I'm, starting to get attracted to, and people with pretty smiles. So even if you have an ugly face, but you have a pretty smile,
that is my.
I love that.
Yeah, the attraction is subjective. Like I say, I like medium ugly men. I always say all the time. Like I don't think the men I be dating be cute to me. I don't know. You might think they ugly, or you might think he's the most beautiful man in the world, but to me,
let's pull him up. What do you
girl.
like?
My man,
Let me
my man.
Pull up yours too. We all got pull ups.
I put him up for real. No, you might know my man.
Oh, yeah.
But he ain't my man. He ain't my man. But you know.
Oh, okay. No, but I can get past the. I can get past it.
The bad sex.
Yeah, I don't.
Have you had bad sex?
I
You
have.
can say that now. Oh,
I have. Yes.
So you've had bad sex too?
Yes, I have. I've had the pinky, and your pinky is a little bit bigger than mine. So what does that tell you?
Oh man.
Yeah. And it was a bigger guy,
Oh, that don't match. What the hell?
This is my boyfriend.
Okay. You're stupid.
My physical attraction is
What's his forehead?
tall men.
Oh.
So
It's okay.
But he's not taller than you.
he's my same size.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I
Same with
like
baby daddy over there.
Extremely tall guys. Which people think it's so weird because I'm the shortest person most people know.
I actually like guys shorter.
Oh my gosh, so like 6
Really?
Interesting.
I like guys shorter than me, and I like guys older than me.
Okay. I can see it.
I mean, but if they are taller than me, I mean that works too. But
No,
you have
oh my
to
God,
if you're
6 foot
tall,
tall.
you have to be able to pick me up.
Yeah.
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 And if
That's
you're shorter than me, you gotta be able to pick me up. Either way,
Pick you up. Yeah, I would say extremely tall, like 6 foot.
I gotta be able to put my hand.
So does
around
that
your
mean
neck.
if they was 5'8", automatically no for you?
Yeah. How tall are you? I got perspective what 5'8" is. How tall are you?
5'7".
5'7". Yeah.
That's a no for you?
Yeah.
They have to be how tall?
6 foot.
6 foot. My guys. I think a 5'10", maybe, probably. The
5'11".
shortest I'll go 5'11". But 6 foot.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to put my
I'm
arms
too little.
around
I'm
their
like I'm
neck.
too
Like,
little to
that's
have
me.
I mean,
And
I feel
like,
shorter
you.
guy.
I gotta be able to reach their ears because I'm a nibbler.
See, I mean, yeah.
Everybody same height laying down. What you mean? Everybody same height laying down.
I'm
What you
talking about
mean?
standing up.
Oh, okay.
You know? I gotta be able to.
I still nibble on ears, so I don't know. How crazy is this episode, guy? Camera died. We didn't have no wine. We get real comfortable.
Part
Camera
2
goes out.
coming soon, right? Well,
Okay, we can wrap it up because time I gotta go.
I know.
yeah. I mean, we could do a part 2, 3, whatever along the road. But yeah, that's my take on being raised as a wife. I'm still trying to figure it out. hopefully my current boyfriend will thug it out with me as I'm trying to figure out wife qualities.
How long y'all been together?
I'm weird, y'all. Look at that. 385 days.
Oh, wow.
385 days, 26 hours.
She ain't say all that. That's on there.
Yeah.
How long would you wait till he proposes?
Ooh. That is a
Should we pin
to
it?
be continued.
Okay, good one, ain't it? See? We can pin that one.
We got 2 years max. Because I waited 4 and still didn't get one,
nothing.
so it's like, it's
See,
a wrap.
my current
Max.
my current boyfriend was my friends with benefits for 2 years. So if you put all of that together, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
You're not ready to get married?
I still got reservations. It took me a lot
We
to
just
say
said
yes.
we wasn't raised to be wise. We're trying to figure it out.
I was ready like yesterday.
Right.
I'm
You
not
came out the
ready.
womb ready.
Still waiting.
My baby daddy changed that whole perspective for me. I'm not ready.
Which one?
The one that's helping us with this podcast.
Oh, I'm not doing like that. He's nice.
He got it straight.
I was ready to be married to him, but he was like the first guy I lived with. It is totally different
He
living
gonna
with men.
propose in a couple years.
Cool.
Your baby daddy.
To who?
That's a whole nother segment.
All right, let's
Take
go
a good
ahead and do
outside.
our mommy moment.
I just
We did put you on the hot spot. I know, we sorry.
So, mommy moments for me is first day of school.
Yeah.
You know, Emery started 7th grade and Aiden started 4th grade. And it was just getting prepared for that. Now Emery's developing her personality where she likes to have the edges on fleek and the hairstyle and the outfits. And so she's been super excited for the first day. So for me, I told my boss, hey, I want to make sure my kids have a good morning for first day of school. First day of school. So I called in for the 2 hours or whatnot, so I can be there for them. Yeah.
I think my mommy moment is preparing for the first day of school, even though my son doesn't start until the 23rd. But just preparing for the first day of school, I had to make
And what grade is he going to?
A lot of adjustments. Huh?
What grade is he going to?
He's in pre-K.
Okay.
But I had to do a lot of adjustments, and I'm not ready for it.
Yeah.
But because he wants to ride the bus.
Aww.
So I had to switch his school to a school close to where we live so that he can get transportation. And so, he's going to ride the bus for the first time ever.
Oh,
I am going to take him to school, but I'm going to let him catch the bus to his Mimi's house. Yes.
Okay.
Going home.
Yes.
From school.
Going home. So
Oh,
that's where I had to draw the line. We got not both ways, maybe one way. So, and then with the new school, it meant he doesn't wear a uniform.
Okay.
So going and buying shoes and clothes and wasn't in uniform.
Kids are gonna be putting that shit on.
Woo.
I know that's right. It's gonna be fly.
Fly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my mommy moment.
Okay.
Am I saying the one I said last time?
Yeah.
Okay. So my mommy moments, kind of a sad mommy moment. My mommy feelings were hurt recently. My son was getting in trouble. I can't remember. It might have been one of those potted on himself, didn't go to the potty kind of situations. I was like trying to tell him about, how he should be doing. I think I might have told him he can't watch TV no more. It's time to get ready to go to bed. He didn't like that. So usually when I reprimand him, I always let him know I love him at the end. So he knows it's not coming just from me being a mean mommy.
Yeah.
And usually say I love you back. But this time I was like, can you say I love you back? He was like, no, I don't love you, mommy.
No.
So he was very upset with me, and that hurt my feelings. I kind of went in my room, let him do his little thing. Had my little moment, but I realized I didn't take it to the heart because he loved me the next day. So it's all good. But that's my little sad mommy moment.
Kids just say what they
Kids are
think real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. But I think that's how we're going to wrap it up. We're having little technical difficulties.
Yeah.
We've been talking for a long time.
Is there any let it out moments where we wrap it up or no? Just
I'm trying to think. Let it out.
Just breathe. Everybody
just breathe.
inhale, exhale, let out. Inhale, love.
Remember to breathe.
Exhale the bullshit.
Remember to breathe.
Yes.
Dang, I did have a quote. I can't remember what it was. But it was kind of one of those, like, just realize there's always, like, tomorrow. Like, you're going to, when you go 2-3 months in the future, you're going to be surprised and happy at how far you've come and be glad that you didn't give up in that moment. Because it might seem like a terrible time right now. You might be going through a lot. I know August has been hard as hell on me at work and just in life in general. But just realizing that, you know, you can push through it. You're going to make it to the next step. I'm looking forward to my birthday. That I'm going to take that moment to kind of like, because it's like my half birthday. My birthday's in 6 months as of the 9th. Yeah. So I think I'm going to write a letter to myself. Okay. Like have those, like, you know, those automatic emails where you put a date in and it sends it to you. I think I'm going to write an email to myself about like what I'm going through right now so that when my birthday comes around,
you can look
I can look at it and see like what place I was and how I feel like it's such a dark place. And then now on my birthday, you know, because I kind of see, I have like 2 New Year's, like, you know, January 1st is my New Year's, make resolutions, but then February 9th, my birthday is like another thing, because it's another year for me. To kind of see like how far I end up going in 6 months, and so I could realize like, dang, I was really sad and depressed, and I thought I wasn't gonna make it. At this point, now look at me,
look at
Lord
me
willing,
right?
So that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, that's all we have today. So thank y'all so much for watching the Mommy First podcast.
Where you're a mommy first
and a baddie immediately after.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.